my name is Ken Johnson. I served from the years 1986 to 1990 in the United States Navy on the ship, the USS Lady Gulf, in which I commissioned. So after leaving the military and getting my teaching degree, I was a phys ed teacher. And it wasn't until 8 years later that I kind of reconnected again with the Navy. In the way my principal came up to me and said, geez, we have an assembly coming up, and we're looking for staff members to try to maybe be more influential to the students by carrying the colors in and making kind of a nice setting and a tone to our assembly. So I was sure, I'll definitely do it. I have no problem as long as my uniform fits, that is. I wasn't sure. So, of course, I went home, immediately tried my uniform on, and sure enough, it did fit. Then the day did come. The day came, and I remember bringing my uniform in all my little packets. In the military, we have, especially dress whites. In the Navy, we have dress whites, and you don't want to get your white uniform dirty. So I remember all these little packets with my small T-shirt in there, my medals. So I got my uniform put on, walk upstairs, and there's a few veterans from the local area that are going to walk down with us. And I remember the two other faculty members said to me, you're definitely holding the flag because we don't want to do that. We don't want to drop it. We're nervous. And so I said, that's fine. So they walked in, and I remember them looking at me. And I had this military, as soon as you put the military uniform on, you have this look. And this look that you just don't change. You don't smile. You just stay neutral, and you stare off. And I'm holding the flag at parade rest. And I remember each of the kids, the students, are just looking at me really kind of dumbfounded, not sure what was going on. You know, oh my gosh, it's my teacher. You know, and they wanted to say something, but they couldn't because that was obviously part of the assembly requirements, that you couldn't say anything. So I remember the time coming, I carry the flag in, do our part, the assembly goes on, and then I exit. And then again, the kids are exiting, looking at me, holding the flag, and then they leave. Well, the next day, you know, the day goes on, and the kids are looking, and they were like, we really didn't understand my point of being there. You know, what were you doing? Were you dressed up? Why were you dressed up like that? And I explained a little bit about the military to them and highlighted it. And some of them said, well, geez, we wrote about you. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. The next day, the principal's waiting in my office and said, can you come into my office for a second? I want to show you something, share something with you. And I walk into the office, and announced to me there's papers all over the floor. He had the secretaries go upstairs to about 6th and 7th and 8th graders, of which I teach middle school. Each of them that had written something about me, he'd put in a barrel and dumped it in his office. And we have about 1,200 kids, and he goes, over half of the kids had stuff mentioned about you. You know, whether or not how influential it was to watch you walk in or have that look, whatever it was. He's like, I just wanted to share that because it was awesome. He goes, the kids really connected with you, and it was really a cool thing. And to this day, even though he's left, 17 years later, I'm still carrying the flag in and wait for Memorial Day Assembly. It's just awesome. It's a great experience for me, as well as something to share with the kids. One final note, and it happened this past Veterans Day. I happened to be shopping in the local supermarket, and I hear my name mentioned. I look over to this young man. I had really no idea who he was. You know, sometimes I recognize kids, sometimes I don't. He goes, geez, here's my name. I've graduated several years ago, but I just wanted to wish you a happy Veterans Day because I remember you carrying that flag in, and here it is Veterans Day weekend, and I'm in the regular world, and I just thought it'd be nice to acknowledge you as a veteran, to say, you know, I have a great weekend, and it was really honored to see you carrying that flag in that day, and it brought me back to that middle school experience. So that was it.